Today's revelation.
Hey everyone, welcome to today's podcast. What's up, everybody? It is November 12th, Wednesday. Welcome. So it's kind of a slow news day today. So we're going to get into the headlines. One of the big headlines coming up today is Trump's proposal for a $2,000 tariff dividend, which will go out to qualifying Americans. Everybody except the rich is the way he puts it. And also, and because of, perhaps, Americans are still reeling from a cost of living crisis, mostly brought on by the inflation caused by the Biden administration's borrowing. Now, what exactly do I mean by that? Now, people keep throwing around numbers from the Biden years of inflation, 9%, 6%. But you have to understand that all that is compounded. And when I say compounded, you take 1 year of inflation, you minus that from the value of your dollar, and then you take that percentage and you compound that by the next year's increase in inflation, which is the decrease in the dollar. And so people are complaining about affordability issues. Well, affordability issues are caused mostly by inflation. That's what raises costs above normal or above what you're making. And if you don't change jobs, if you're still in the same job that you were before the Biden administration, your pay was degraded almost by a quarter, the value of what you're getting paid. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, some about podcasting as well. So we'll get into the headlines right now. Let's read the news. We're going to start out here, though, with Reuters. First headline up. Deal to end U.S. shutdown would also allow some Republican senators to seek $500,000, which is actually they're suing. So opening the government is going to allow the suit to go through. They're suing the government for $500,000 for a January 6th probe. Now, in light of what we're discovering about the January 6th pipe bomber, this is going to be well-needed funding towards the probe. Obviously. This is really important because before the midterms, the Republicans are going to have to, I insist, and not only have to, but must go as far as they can with investigative committees, not only to look into January 6th, which was a big campaign issue in 2024. You need to deflate that by proving it was a Fedsurrection. We have a lot of proof already, but we still need to go further. My problem is, of course, Kash Patel hasn't revealed how many agents were in the crowd from the FBI. Forget about the burn bags that have supposedly Epstein evidence and all these other things. No one cares about that. What we need to do is A, prosecute the wrongdoing of the Biden administration and the Obama administration as Trump came into office in 2016. But prosecute those people related, even I would think, is undo the pardons from AutoPen and prosecute the people involved in the January 6th committee, but also try to investigate how much the government was involved in January 6th. Now, like I said before, the pipe bomb is key to this. We need to find out who the pipe bomber is and if they're connected to the government, because that happened before even the rally, and it was a predicate to unleash certain investigative powers and actions by not only military intelligence, the FBI, Capitol Police, etc., but also by the CIA. Story goes on to say 8 Republican senators to seek hundreds of thousands of dollars in damages for alleged privacy violations stemming from the Biden administration's investigation of January 6, 2021 Capitol riot. The bill, which passed the Senate on Monday, included a clause that would allow lawmakers whose phone records were subpoenaed as part of the probe to sue the Justice Department for damages. The legislation retroactively makes it illegal in most cases to obtain a senator's phone data without disclosure and allows those whose records were obtained to sue the Justice Department for $500,000 per violation, along with attorney's fees and costs. The Justice Department could opt to settle the lawsuits rather than fight them in court, which they will, obviously. We will not rest until justice is served and those who were involved in the weaponization of government are held accountable, it is indeed the weaponization of government, which has been going on for some time, against the American people, which is the sad part, but most particularly against opposition party politicians. So that is important because we're trying to uncover corrupt and immoral behavior, which is being glossed over by the perception of the Overton window, that people find certain behavior excusable. And this is the point I'm going to get to in today's episode, is that how people could take unconscionable behavior and justify it. How do people get in that frame of mind where there's obviously, and the Charlie Kirk's assassination made this perfectly clear because it's outside the realm of Trump derangement syndrome. So when Trump was almost assassinated, you could understand why people that succumb to the military psyop to make them hate Trump, that they could go, oh, okay, but there wasn't